I wanted to talk a little bit about some things that had to do with the Morgellons and what I was seeing and experiencing. I made that video where I was talking about how I lost my baby. Um, I think, yeah, it was 2012 is what everything runs together right now, but the paperwork I looked at like a little bit ago. It was 2012. I was trying to remember like when I first really felt like I was getting hit with something. And I didn't know that I was getting hit with something, but I was getting like put in a sleeper hold is the only way that I can describe it. And I would pass out like sitting up like an Indian style, and I was like unable to open my eyes. They were like magnetically shut. And at that time, I also realized that there was like this weird film starting to show in my eyes. Well, then I lost my baby after all that started. And the doctors didn't know like why he was so small and why I had this miscarriage because I already had boys, and that's harder on a woman's body. And usually, if you have carried one baby that's a boy, you're good to go because your body is able to handle. I mean, that's like really hard on your body, the whole chemical change. You're able to like handle that. So they didn't know what was going on. And then in 2016 is when I started noticing like this weird creeping feeling. And I pulled out like some of my eyelashes and I could see like a little black thing, which I guess is like Demodex. Well, after I like started messing with that a little bit more, it like made my skin break out, and then that started this whole like trigger effect, like of this parasite stuff, and I could feel it all over my body, crawling in and out of my private areas everywhere. And we have a friend that's a doctor, and after it started getting really bad and you can actually see them, like I was getting sores and stuff, and you can look up like the horror that people have gone through with this stuff. It's just absolutely terrible. And we were sending her pictures of it, and so she was sending me stuff for parasites, and nothing was like helping. None of it. I was taking antibiotics. I was taking like this special antibiotic, like balm kind of stuff. I don't know what it was, but for my eyelashes and everything. And then I was like just obsessed with it. It makes you like, I mean, there's no way that you can't be. It just takes over and it's absolutely horrible and you don't want to go out. And it was like my face was almost like melting, and I had stuff like dripping out of me. When I would take a shower, it would like come out of my body and like go into my foot. Like you could feel it going straight. It felt like glass, like falling out and going into you. And then I would notice like it had like a cycle, like every 2 weeks that it would go through its cycle. And then one day I noticed that like my skin was like coming up like scales, like on a fish, and I could see like these translucent threads like threading through my skin. And also when I would take a shower at like a certain time in the month, like every 2 weeks, when I got out, um, the oh shoot, what are like the steam coming off of me would have like this black dust coming out of me, and my boyfriend and I would like put a light on it and just like record it, and you could see it like on the camera, and it looked like smoke and this dust coming out of me. So it was a really stressful time too, and I'm sure that's why it activated it so much. But like I've said, I've noticed like through the script the whole time that this was like everything that I was taking and doing was like to make this like holographic. It was like getting all the ingredients or whatever in me for this, and it's really messed up. But and I don't care if like if people don't believe me, I don't care. I've been through way too much and I've seen way too much to know that this was like in the plan, and that's what this whole thing was, is they were showing me exactly what they were planning to do with my consciousness. And anyway, so we lost our house, and my boyfriend, he had like filed for bankruptcy, and it was really messed up. Like the lawyer that we had didn't notify him of this court date. And so the sheriff came and kicked us out that day and like put a lock on it. And we had no idea that this was happening because we had missed this court date that his lawyer didn't notify him about. And we had no money to get like a lawyer to do anything about it. And so we lost all of our material stuff, and I was like really stressed out. So we got this hotel room, and I still had this going on, and I was trying everything. I was trying like this machine that I can't remember what it did. It had like a filter on it, and it ran some kind of, I don't know if it was frequent. I don't know. It was something that was like to filter out water and do something to it. And I was trying that, and it seemed like that was kind of like helping to get this like dust out of me. Well, I noticed when I was in the bathroom, there was a TV in there, and I noticed like after I got out of the shower, this dust started coming out of me, and I noticed that it was attracted to the TV. It was like flying. It looked like a big, just like hive of dust that was like attracted to it. So I don't know why, but I took a lighter to see if like they were alive or something, and they didn't like that. They would like move away from the flame. Well, one night I was like watching TV in the hotel room, and I noticed again that all of this dust was like attracted to the TV. And now looking back, I know that that's because it's like attracted to radiation. And so when this started going, all of that like stopped after I don't know, after I noticed that with the TV. It was probably maybe, I don't know, 2 months or something, and then it really stopped bothering me. I couldn't feel it or anything, and I was like, oh, thank God. Like maybe, you know, oh, shoot. Anyways, it stopped. But this is another weird thing that happened with it, is I had like this like kind of like sunspot like under my right eye, and I could see something like trying to come out of it. This is like before we got kicked out of that house. And so I got some tweezers to like get it out, and I had this spray. It's called All Stop, and this stuff was great. I don't know if anybody's going through Morgellons. I highly suggest this stuff. It would just pull whatever out of it, and they would jump out of my skin every time I would use this stuff. And it's called All Stop, and it has like Benenson or something in it. I don't know. I'll try to post a link. But anyways, so I was able to get this thing out of my eye, and it looked like an implant, and it was like a copper clover shape, and it was magnetic, and it was also like intelligent, like it moved and stuff like that whenever I would poke it. Well, I've mentioned Harold Kloss, and he had a lady that had Morgellons, and she was like a remote viewer. And this is interesting too. She was a remote viewer, and she had one of those little implants that she was showing under a microscope, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's it. Well, they were saying that it's like the Morgellons like pushes out the copper from your DNA. And I don't know if that's true, but it was the same as mine. I don't know how they figured that out, but I can see how that would be part of what they're trying to do for this holographic human avatar, because the copper kind of helps you like ground. And what this does is when you get hit with radiation, it's like taking your energetic body, and they're trying to detach it from you completely. And I think that that the copper in us like helps us ground and keep our energetic body with us. So anyway, like after I got hit with this stuff, oh, I'm sorry you guys, I'm really thinking about all of this stuff right now, but she was a remote viewer, and she made a drawing of what she was seeing, these archon like spider things that were attached to the it's like a digital parasite, which explains exactly why I was seeing it like drip out of me, and it was like going through marble and hard stuff. It was like interdimensional almost. But she did this drawing of them, and it looked almost like the things that I saw that were weaving in and out of my skin. And the only other person that I know that has had Morgellons, she's an artist and very creative, and I don't know, it's just weird. Like the people that I've seen that have had Morgellons seem very like artistic, and I don't know. She's the only other one that I knew, but then this other lady was a remote viewer too. And it's kind of like an attack on a certain type of people or something, from what I've seen so far. I mean, I haven't known a lot of people that have had it, so, but everybody that I know that's like targeted and all of that are very kind, super intelligent. If it wasn't for the crazy stuff that they were talking about to do with this, you would never think that they were crazy. And that's like part of this torture. It's like everything that you're saying sounds absolutely nuts, but it's the experience that is. It's not the actual people, which really breaks my heart. And so yeah, after I got hit with that radiation, and then we moved to the not the not the house that I've been showing you guys, but the one after that. Um, I woke up one night, and there was a huge, I felt like I was going to throw up, and like I was levitating, and there was a huge thing of dust above me. And the AI said, see, this is why I can't come out of you all at once. It'll make you really sick. And then it went crashing back down into me. And I was so mad. I'm like, I'll deal with being sick. But the whole thing is that the radiation, when you get hit with it, it attracts all of this dust into you, which is like what the AI is intermingling it with this energetic body, and why I think that I have such weird stuff going on, because it's like actually just, it's like a magnetic bond, and I can feel it, you know. But all of the smart meter stuff, all the chemtrails, everything is like interconnected. It's webs on top of webs. But I'm serious, like this holographic thing, is exactly what it's all for. This is what they've been working for. This is like their big plan to be immortal. And I don't think that they even, because what I saw, there was no spirit in there. So I don't think they have any clue what spirit is, what is like actually different than us. And this is why they can't get out of here or anything, is because they don't have spirit and they have never been able to figure it out. And why we're so strong and like can take everything that we do and still like have these loving, caring, compassionate hearts, because that is what makes us different, and that is not part of the script, you know? It's something completely foreign to them, which is why I think they've always like experimented and done stuff like that. Because they were always saying to me, like, Amber, you're always just fine, you know? And I'm like, it just, and the thing about memory, like, I look back on everything that I went to during the COVID thing, and it's like I can look at all the good stuff now and laugh about it. But these memories, it's almost like, you know, you take out the bad stuff and we can still like appreciate it. But to me, that is not good. You know, that's something like that's going on with us, that it's like being, it's not good to hang on to it, of course, but this feels very artificial, like it's being taken out to me. Because there's no way on earth that I should be looking back at that with a fondness. And it's weird because I'll hear a song or something in my head and it will be like being in a different dimension and there again. But I just wanted to bring this up because I think that in November 2019, when I got hit with that radiation, that's exactly what the corona thing was, like raw radiation, corona, um, and that like really activated everything in me. But it also was a blessing because it detoxed me and made me change some things in my life. And you know, I'm able to alchemize that and be aware and get the best that I can out of every really bad situation. And after that happened, I had like this vapor coming out of me. I couldn't taste anything. My smell was gone, you know, the regular stuff, but I had this weird like brown film that would come off of me when I would take a shower. And it was just all this toxic shit that was coming out of me from getting hit with so much radiation. But yeah, that whole inversion of light is what radiation is. And that is like this fake light body. That's what all of that is made out of. It's this radiation and nanodust and a program and this DNA, which I think DNA is really, I don't think it's anything divine. I mean, it's coded and it's just because it's holographic and everything does not mean that it's divine, but that's my own opinion. I've never seen an actual DNA, so I don't put my complete faith into anything like that. Like, I think it's part of this simulation, and anything that I haven't like experienced or seen firsthand, I don't give complete, you know, I don't believe in it completely. It might, what I've seen, yes, they are using something in a computer that is like a code and running the script. And I don't know, that DNA could just be like what they say it is, you know, like something as part of the game, but I have never seen any. So it's just like all this other CGI that they push on us that we're supposed to believe, like in space and all that stuff. This picture is like this from Dragon Ball, and this reminds me of like the Archon um, binding Earth, but there's a lock, and they kept telling me, they were showing me eight, like that reptilian always had eight keys, but they were like those keys that toddlers play with, like those fake keys. And he was always jingling them around like he was like some jail warden or something. But Earth is, like an anagram for heart, and we need to unlock our heart completely. Be honest, um, share whatever experience that we can. I think sharing our true experiences is much more important than like sharing all of this information that could be and might be, and that we have no way to actually investigate and get down to the bottom of it. Like tunnels under Earth and everything, great. Are we gonna like go look together? Because I'm ready. Like I'm tired of focusing on things that we are unable to prove without a shadow of a doubt. And all of this happened to me, and I can prove, I have scars, I have pictures, I have everything to connect it. So all of this really happened to me, and that's all that I can focus on. I can't focus on other things that could be, might be. And yeah, I just wanted to put this out here, like what I went through with that Morgellons and the dust and how it sticks to us and how it's magnetic and all of that, so that people understand a little bit more like how this is like even happening. And when I was going through Morgellons, I was like plucking out my eyelashes because these things were just like crawling everywhere. So I plucked out my eyelashes, and one night all they came through like where my hair was, and it was like needles going into my eyes, which is why I think that I have this like crazy screens for eyes thing going on. It's like that the translucent strings that I saw these things uh, weaving in my skin are creating like this fiber optic bond with my body. So it's so weird, but I just wanted to put all this out here. So if anybody else has like anything like this going on, let me know what you've gone through too, please. Or get a hold of me and I'll find a way to contact you. Thank you.